listening to the Life Edit Project podcast, where busy, ambitious high achievers get the tools they need to fight overwhelm and overthinking with balance, self-mastery, and a positive mindset. I'm your host, Elizabeth Burrows. I'm serving up bite-sized truth bombs in a judgment-free zone based on my perspective as a life coach, wife, mom, and recovering overachiever. We keep it real over here, which usually means some combination of insightful, entertaining, and a hot mess express. So, if you're looking for perfection, look elsewhere. But if you're still with me, let's dig into this week's episode. Good day, good people. Welcome back to the Life Edit Project podcast. It's Coach Elizabeth here, and as always, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. But even though I'm here, I am pulling back a bit for the postseason so that I can come back refreshed and full of awesome new conversations for you when season 2 starts. So for now, I'm pulling up some of my best, most helpful content from other platforms and sharing them here with you on the podcast. I know that many of you have come to look forward to new episodes each week, and I don't want to leave you hanging. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing the audio from a series of live stream videos I did over on Instagram a while back, where I explained the different parts of my coaching philosophy. So you all know that I'm a professional life coach. I have been coaching for about 6 years, and I've coached well over 100 people individually and dozens more in group sessions. So I have a lot of experience. And all of that experience has kind of crystallized into a set of values and beliefs that make me the kind of coach that I am. And while I've shared a lot of the concepts and tools that I've developed as a coach with you here on the show, I haven't really talked about the way that I coach and the kind of relationship I form with my clients to help them get results. So I'm hoping that this series will kind of pull back the curtain a bit and give you some insight into what working with me is like. Today, you'll get part 1 of my coaching philosophy, and you'll get to hear several more over the next few weeks. But before we dive into that, I do want to recognize my listener bae of the week. Today, I'm shouting out a listener with the username DreamForeverXX, who left a 5-star review for the show over on Apple Podcasts. It's titled Happy with an exclamation point, and here's what they said. I'm so pleased to have come across your podcast. It's great. Hey, DreamForeverXX, I'm pleased that you found my corner of the podcast world too. And I'm especially grateful for the 5-star rating and review that you left, because even though it's short and sweet, it'll still help other good people find the show as well. So I appreciate you. Remember, I love all of you, my lovely listeners, but you've got to leave a 5-star rating and review to be one of my listener bays. And good news for all of y'all who want to show me love, but you're not on an Apple device. Now you can get in on the action over on Spotify. That's right. Just open up the Spotify app on your phone or tablet, because this does not work on a desktop, and give my podcast, the Life Edit Project podcast, give it a 5-star rating, and then tap on any episode and leave feedback under the Q&A section. Now, if you don't know how to do that, or you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the step-by-step visual instructions that are on my website at lifeeditproject.com/podcast. And of course, I'll have that linked up for you in the show notes. All right, without any further ado, here's part 1 of my coaching philosophy. You are the expert of your own life. Enjoy. Don't hire me as your life coach if you're just looking for somebody to tell you what to do. Why? Because I don't tell my clients what to do. I help my clients make their own decisions. What's up? I'm so glad to talk to you today. My name is Elizabeth, and I am a life coach. Specifically, I am a mindset coach. And I decided that I was going to create a series of posts and videos to tell you a little bit more about my coaching philosophy and my approach to working with clients, because I want to make sure you know what coaching is all about. And if you're thinking about working with me, I want to make sure that you know exactly what to expect. So the very first thing that you should know about working with me as a coach is that I don't tell people what to do. A lot of people have this misconception that working with a life coach just means they're going to sit and talk to somebody who's going to give them a bunch of advice on how to make their life better. That might be how some life coaches work. That is not how I work. So let me properly introduce myself. So my name is Elizabeth Burrows, and I am the founder of the Life Edit Project. And as I said already, I'm a coach. I'm a life coach, which means I help people take action to improve their lives and to create the kind of lives that they want for themselves. More specifically, I am a mindset coach, which means that my approach to coaching my clients deals with their minds, their mindset. I help my clients build systems of thoughts and beliefs that support them in showing up the way they want to in their lives so that they can have the life that they actually want. Right? Which means that I can help clients create all different kinds of results, right? So if they want to change things in their relationships, or if they want to change things in their career, or if they want to change things just in terms of how they feel, right? I can work with clients no matter what their goal is, no matter what they're trying to achieve. Most of my clients, my typical client, is a high achieving, high functioning, very ambitious professional person who is feeling a bit overwhelmed. They are doing a lot of things for a lot of other people, and they are falling behind on taking care of themselves. So I work with clients specifically on continuing to maintain all of their ambitions to reach their goals because that's what they're used to, but to do it in a way where they can still prioritize themselves and show up at the top of their own to-do list. So that's who I am. That's what I do. But what I really want you to know is that when I work with my clients, no matter the client, I am not sitting there telling them what to do. I am not going to give them the 1, 2, 3 step for how to create what they want. And the reason for that is because I am not the expert in my clients' lives. I am not their life guru. I am their life coach, right? And as such, the client is the best expert for their own lives, right? And it doesn't matter how wonderful a conversation I have with the client. It doesn't matter how much we talk. The client will always know their own life better than I ever will. And because of that, they're the expert, right? And we're coming into a coaching relationship not so that they can look to me for all of the answers, but they're coming to me so that I can help them make their own decisions for their lives. So, when I help clients, y'all know, when I do these videos, I always have notes, right? Because I don't want to forget anything. And I have lots of things to say. So the other reason why I think it's super important for me not to tell my clients what to do and for them to make their own decisions is because not only are they the experts in their lives, but ultimately the life that we're working on is theirs, right? So any decisions have to be theirs. My clients need to own their own decisions because it is their life, right? Whatever they decide to do or not do, they're the ones that have to live with the consequences of that decision. My clients are the ones who have to live with getting or not getting the results based on the decisions that they make, right? So it can't be me that's driving it because the result belongs to them. That is truly what I believe. And of course, as a coach, I am not there to do the work for my clients either, right? So I can't tell them what to do because the client is the one who ultimately has to take the action to create the result and to live out the decision, right? I can't do that for my clients. So it's really important that they're the ones who are choosing. It has to be their choice. And then also, once the decision is made, it is my client who has the responsibility of implementing that decision. Now, as a coach, I'm there to support my clients in doing that work, right? But I can't do it for them. Right? So if my client comes to me because they want healthier relationships, or a healthier relationship with their significant other, I'm not the one that's booed up with somebody, right? So I can't do the work for them. They are the ones that has to decide what kind of relationship they want, and then they have to be the one to get busy creating it. It's up to them to take the action. It's up to them to show up. And so it cannot be up to me. Also, it's not about what I want. Right? This is the other thing, and I'll probably do a whole different video about this, but the bottom line is, as a coach, I am not coming into the relationship with my clients with an agenda for what they should or should not do. Like that is the ultimate thing here, right? If I had an agenda for what my clients should or should not do, one, it means that I think I know better, and I don't. Because my client is the expert. They know their lives and they know themselves better than I ever could. So that's the first thing. But also, I just lost my whole train of thought. Y'all, this was on, I went off notes, y'all. I went off script. So the client has to be the one to show up. The client has to be the one to do the work. And so it has to be the client that makes all of the choices. Checking my notes. I skipped around here a little bit. Yeah. So when I work with my clients, so I'm not there to tell them what to do because I'm not the guru, right? But I am a guide, which means I am there to be helpful. So in helping my clients make decisions, part of that means I will absolutely have lots of things to say. I am going to offer them a broader perspective than what they have on their own, right? I am going to help my clients see the choices that they have more clearly. I am going to help my clients see that they have the power to create choices when they feel like they have none, right? That is part of the work that we do when we are coaching together. When I am coaching a client, that is part of the work that we do together. So I'm there as a guide. And of course, I will offer tools that they can use when they're in the thick of the work of living out the decisions that they make, right? I'm going to help them show up for themselves once they've decided what they want and once they've decided what direction they want to go in, right? That is definitely what I'm there for. And I will absolutely offer suggestions, right? I might say, you may want to consider XYZ. You might want to be aware of 1, 2, 3. You may want to try this thing over here, right? I will absolutely say things like that to my clients all of the time, but everything that I offer is a suggestion, again, because it's my client that's calling the shots. It is my client that is driving the bus. It is all up to them. All of the decisions have to be theirs. Y'all, I kind of remember what I was talking about earlier when I lost my train of thought. So I was saying that my clients, I keep losing it, y'all. This is what happens when I don't write things down. Hold on. So I was talking about having no agenda, right? So as a coach, I don't have an agenda for my clients, because if I had an agenda for my clients, it would mean that I think that I know better than them, right? And I told you at the beginning of this video that that's not true, that I absolutely believe that my clients are the expert in their own lives, right? And because I'm coming into the coaching relationship without an agenda, it means I cannot be the one to tell them what to do, right? If I am making the choice for my client, it means that I have stepped out of that space of neutrality of not having an agenda for my client. So it is never up to me. Never, ever, ever, because it is always up to the client. Also, if I were to find myself in a position where I think I know what a client should do, it's a signal to me that I am inserting judgment somewhere into that coaching relationship. And y'all, this is probably a whole separate video also, but my coaching is a judgment-free zone. I don't judge. I'm not here for the judgment. I don't judge my clients, and I don't let my clients judge themselves. So that's definitely I have definitely a whole lot to say about judgment. So I don't bring an agenda to my clients' lives. Therefore, I don't tell them what to do. So there's that. Also, when it comes to making decisions, so sometimes the issues that my clients have or the challenges that they have is that they struggle actually with indecision. And so one of the very best things that I can do for my clients is help them make decisions on their own so that they feel empowered to make even more decisions in other areas of their lives as well, right? So sometimes this means that I am helping them make any decision, small or large, right? Sometimes it means that I'm helping them make decisions faster. I am always helping them make more informed decisions, right? Where they're really, truly considering things in terms of what they're trying to create, the impact that it might have on them, and what's required to get there, right? So I'm always working with my clients on that. And one of the things that I haven't actually talked a lot about here on social media, but one of the things that I offer to my private coaching clients is I actually have a decision-making framework that I teach my clients how to use, so that if they have not been in the habit of making thoughtful, intentional choices about what they're doing with their life, what they're committing to, the obligations they take on, right? How they use their time. If they're just saying yes or no all willy-nilly, if they're continuously deciding to do things and then changing their minds, right, and undeciding, that's a signal that they need to get better at. They need to develop that skill of making thoughtful, intentional decisions. And so I offer my clients a decision-making framework so that they can, once they fill out the framework, and this is work we do together, once they create that baseline for what matters to them, making actual decisions becomes so much easier and also more effective and quicker, by the way, because they don't have to spend the time to think about how they want to make the decision when the decision shows up, right? A lot of times that's where clients can get derailed, is because they think they don't know how to make the decision and they have to figure out how to decide before they even decide, right? So we decide in advance how decisions will be made, and then we just run decisions through that framework so that they know that they are always making decisions that are in alignment with the results that they say they're trying to create. And that is one of my favorite things to do with clients. And let me give you a fun story, a practical example of something that happened recently with a client. So recently I was coaching a newer client, and she was telling me she's got some very big goals for herself professionally, right? That were going to require just a lot of focus and energy and all that. And one thing I did, so in a previous coaching session, she was telling me about this thing that was happening in her personal life that she was really, really enjoying. And she was actually spending a lot of time just enjoying herself in this one particular personal pursuit. And in that session, she said that she thought that this personal thing that she was really, really enjoying, that it was taking her away from her professional goals. And so in the course of that particular coaching session, she reached a decision that she was actually going to have to sacrifice this personal thing that she loved in order to stay on track with her professional goals. So I supported her in making the decision and just looking at things and getting to a decision, right? And so then in our next session, I checked in on her. So I added a little bit of accountability there, and I asked her how things had gone with that decision. And I had a hunch, but, I wasn't going to assume. So I asked her how things had gone with that particular decision. And what she told me was that after our previous session, she basically changed her mind, right? And what she decided was that instead of completely cutting off the thing that she was enjoying a whole lot personally, she wasn't going to cut it off completely and kind of go cold turkey. Instead, she was just trying to pull back and finding a way to be in a healthier balance between the thing that she was enjoying personally while still being able to spend time on her professional goals. And so I congratulated her when she told me this. I didn't beat her up for changing her mind, for making a different decision. I congratulated her instead for finding a way to honor herself and what she wanted by giving herself permission to enjoy herself personally while still holding herself accountable to reach her professional goals, right? And so she said to me, she was like, oh, wait a minute. So you knew that this is what I should have done all along. Like, why didn't you tell me? Was basically what she said. And I said to her, no, I don't know what you should do. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. I said, so I'm congratulating you on making this decision, and I'm supporting you on having made this particular decision because this is the decision that you've made. And I said to her, if I had checked in with you and you were to tell me that you had kept up or, held on to the last decision that you made, that you were going to cut off that personal pursuit just to pursue your professional goals, I said, we would be having a different conversation. Because my job is not to tell you what to do. My job is not to believe that either decision is right or wrong or better for you or worse for you. My job instead is just to support you in making your own decision and to believe that whatever decision you make is the one that is best for you according to what you believe for yourself. And that's the God honest truth with how I work with clients. That is the truth of how I work with clients. Now, this does not mean that I am going to support my clients in being out here making bad decisions and poor decisions for themselves. And a bad decision, again, it's not about what I think is good or bad for them. It's about what the client has decided they want. And I will always hold them accountable for how the decisions they're making is either helping them or hindering them from reaching the goals that they have set. That's it. That's it. That is the whole measuring stick for whether or not their decisions are good ones. It's not about whether or not I would make that decision. It's not about whether or not I like it personally. My feelings about their decisions have nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. Because it's their life. My clients are the experts in their lives, and they get to make whatever decisions they want for themselves. And my job will always be to support them in that. So I hope that was a helpful little peek into my coaching philosophy and the way that I approach coaching and the way that I create relationships with my clients. I am going to be doing several more, I think, videos, definitely posts in my feed here on Instagram, just about things that I believe about coaching and also things that I believe about clients and the way that I interact with clients. So if you're interested, keep watching my account this week. And of course, the replays, if you miss these live streams, the replays will always be saved on my page so that you can access them later. All right. I hope that was enlightening and at least mildly entertaining. I'll be back in your ears next week with part 2 of my coaching philosophy as we continue riding out with these replays for the postseason. In the meantime, connect with me on social media and holla at your girl. My handle is @LifeEditProject, all one word, in all the places. I'm even on that new Threads app now, so look me up wherever you hang out online and say hi. I like to chit-chat. And of course, if you want to know how my one-on-one coaching services can help you reach your personal goals without sacrificing professional success, book a free consultation call with me and let's talk about it. We can get this party started whenever you're ready. The link to book a call is in the show notes because, I like to make things easy. All right, see you next week. Peace.